Hey everyone, Linda here from Gumnut Lodge Jewellery. Today we're going to be working on another connector link. I think it's a beautiful one and you can incorporate it in so many different ways. I'm just going to grab an example here. Yeah, we're actually going to be making this earring. So we'll do the whole thing, do the connector link and then add the bead and the ear wire. So what you're going to need to do to make this earring today, sorry, I'm just thinking about something else and I've gone a little bit blank. Okay, get back on track, Linda. We're going to need some 20 gauge wire. I'm using bare copper, and some 22 gauge wire, as well as some tools here. Now I've got quite a selection because I found that I'm reaching for different tools for different reasons during in this actual process. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what I've got here. So I've got some fine nose, round nose pliers, normal round nose pliers, some fine flat nose, my 6-step pliers, a cutter tool, my fine bent nose pliers, my wire straighteners, and that's it. Okay, so we'll get going. Now we're going to need to measure our wire here. So we're grabbing our 20 gauge first. And we're going to need, just turn around the other way, 16 centimetres of our 20 gauge. Just grab my cutters here. So 16 centimetres, which is, go this way, 16 centimetres is 6 and 1 to, I think that's how you work it out, 3/8. So 6 inches and 3/8. Okay, put that out of the way. Just give that a bit of a warm up and a bit of a straighten. Doesn't have to be too straight, don't worry about it too much. Okay, now I'm grabbing my loopers and I'm coming in on this one here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, your fourth biggest one on your pliers. And we're going to come down. It's not quite, it's not halfway. So you've got a longer side on this side and a shorter one on this side here. So if you can see roughly there how far down I am. You don't have to be exact, don't get all worried about it. Okay, now we're going to just push the wire around to form a loop like that. Take that off, and then with your longest side here, we're going to put it back on that same mandrel on our pliers, and we're just going to wrap that one around. Now the important thing with this, and just readjust your pliers as well, the important thing with this is that both wires are wrapped on top. If you can see what I mean. So they're both on the same side of this wire here up at the top. You don't want one underneath and one on top. Okay, so we've got those. I'll just tighten that one's a bit bigger. Just pull that in a bit tighter. Okay, we've got our shape there. That's what it should look like, and as you can see, I've got both wires on top. I'm just going to grab my wire straighteners, and I'm just going to give those loops a bit of a work there, just to work harden them a little bit. Now if you haven't got wire straighteners, you can use a rubber mallet with your bench block, just to give them a bit of a straighten like that. Now this part here, we're going to grab our flat nose pliers. Now I find that you could use your bent chain nose pliers, but I just find it easier to use these, so it's up to you, because we want to grab it right in the middle like that, and we're going to push this wire up, and we're going to push this wire up like that. And you can just remove your pliers, and you don't need a really tight grip on that either. You don't want to mar your wire any more than you have to. Okay, so we've got them both coming up like that. Now I find it easiest if I put them down flat like this and hold them with my index finger and my other finger, middle finger here, and just give this, and it's probably easier if you do it on a flat surface. I'm doing it on a spongy surface, but I wasn't going to move it out of the way. So we just want to get them flattened down like that. You can see that. So it's just flattened like that. You can give that a little bit more of a flatten if you want to. Bit of a straighten up. Now from here, we're just going to grab our first wire here, and we're just going to bend it around like that till it comes up to the second wire pretty much. Then take the second wire and bend that. So you're supporting it in the middle here with your index finger and your thumb, and just adjusting as you go around like that. And do the same with the other one. Bring that around. Now we've got the center going. So here I'm going to cross this wire that I've got hold of here underneath this wire here. So it's going behind it. And bringing it up like that. And then grabbing this wire here and bending that underneath and bringing that up like that. Then grabbing this wire here underneath and bringing it up like that. So we're making a rose pattern underneath and then underneath again. And you just keep going until you run out of wire or it gets too work hardened. You can use your pliers if you've got it about the amount that I've got left there and you feel like you don't want to waste your wire. You can just use your pliers to help you a little bit. You can stop at any stage as soon as you think the rose is big enough. Pull this one up because I can't get behind it, and get that one in there. And I think that's enough for me. So this wire here I'm bending over now and down through that ring and just pointing that towards the back like that, ring coming in from the back here. I'm just going to now grab my bent nose pliers because I find them easier to do this, and we're just going to push that down into the work so you can't feel it, so it's nice and smooth. Okay, and this one, get him bent over, down in through that loop, up around the back. Okay, and this one I'm going to cut. And grabbing my bent nose pliers. I'm pushing him down into the work as well, so you can't feel it. Okay, from here, I don't like that little loopy thing there, so I'm just going to grab it gently on either side of my rose there, if you can see where I've placed my pliers, and I'm just going to bend that. And if your rose is out of shape because it's the first time you've done it, you can just go around with your pliers and just gently push it into a bit more shape, whatever you feel you need. So that's our little connector there. Now you can use this in a bracelet, earrings, in a necklace, whatever you feel that you'd like to use it in. Go ahead, it's a beautiful, beautiful connector. Also too, if you find that your rose is standing up a little bit high, this one's not, so I'm not going to do it. It's nice and flat, as you can see. But if you find it sticking up a little bit, you can just use your wire straighteners and just give it a little bit of a straighten over. And once you've done that, you might need to, you know, with your other pliers, push it back into shape again. So just fiddle around with it until you get it looking the way that you'd like it to look. Okay, so now I've got my pyrite bead here, which matches that one there. I've oxidized this one as well. I haven't finished totally cleaning it up yet. It's not as bright as what I wanted, but I just wanted you to get a look at what it looks like different when it's been patinaed as to the brass look of it. So now we're going to do our little drop bead here. So I'm grabbing my 22 gauge wire. And I'm going to measure off. You don't need too much. Let me just grab my tape measure here. I'm terrible with measuring. I just always eyeball everything and guesstimate. And I'm going to do. I'll go 6 centimeters. I know I'm not going to need that much. Well, I don't think I'll need that much anyway, but just to be on the safe side. So flush cut that off. Flush cut the other end. Okay, and we're just going to go through our, that's a briolette bead, by the way, it's drilled across the top. Just get that roughly halfway, and we're just going to bend our wire up like that on both sides, trying to get it as even as you can. It can be a little bit hard sometimes because like on this one here, one hole you can't see it like I can see it from here. One hole's a little bit higher than the other, so it gives you a little bit of a different shape, but you just do your best. Okay, and then from here we're just going to grab our flat nose or bent nose, even round nose, whatever you can do to hold on to your wire there on the triangle part. And I'm just going to bend those out. So I've got them reasonably straight there. Coming in from this thing, I normally do this right up near my face. I'm finding this a bit difficult. I'm just going to give those a bit of a pinch there. So I've just turned that over so I can try and get it equal from both sides. Still not 100%. These things always happen when you're on camera. So now I'm trying to look under my camera and get this lined up as best I can. It's much easier to do when you're not on camera, let me tell you. Okay, that's pretty close. I'm not 100% happy with it, but we need to move on. Okay, oh, I forgot one thing. We need some What did I use on this one? Yeah, 26 gauge wire. So just hold on a second, I'll just grab some 26 gauge wire. There we go. Sorry about that, I forgot that I wrapped around that. Alright, you don't need too much of this either. Just a piece roughly that big, there's plenty. Okay, now coming from the back, we're just grabbing, got a tail of the wire there, and we're just going to wrap, pulling this tail in quite tight. Just going to grab my pliers and give that a bit of a tug on the end of that little one just to get it tighter. That's better. Okay, now I just need to check and see how many wraps I did on this one. I did one, oh goodness, they're so tiny. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I've either done 7 or 8. Too tiny for me to see. Okay, so we're just going to wrap that now, holding on to that little tail. Oh, get back there. Goodness. Okay, now don't worry if you've moved up your wires here. We can move it back down. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to go 7. One for good luck. Okay. Okay, just move that down now. Okay, finish these ends off. I'm just going to twist, get down there. Just twist them like this. They'll come off eventually. It takes a sec, but it gives you a nice clean edge. You don't have any burrs. Okay, just move that down a little bit more. Do the same thing on this side. There we go. It's out of the way. And just tidy that up now. I messed that up when I was twisting it. Oh, I really messed it up, didn't I? See what I mean about grabbing for tools? So you need to have your tools on hand. I don't know why these things always happen on camera. If I wasn't off camera, I wouldn't have had this problem. On camera, I mean. If I was off camera, I wouldn't have had this problem. So frustrating. Okay, I'm going to undo this and redo it, so I'll come back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. I fixed that. So what I didn't do, I didn't show you rather, is when you wind your 28 gauge wire on, you put it in from the back, hold your tail, and you come up between these two 20 gauge wires here and just wrap once. If you can see that right there, if I can get that in. Right at the bottom there, there's one little loop that goes around one wire. So if you do that, then it will hold it in place for you while you wrap your other ones. Okay, so we're up to there. Now we're going to turn it. So we need to trim some of this off. So yeah, I'm going to leave about that much. As I said, I just guesstimate everything. that. Grab our round nose pliers. And we're just going to grab both of those and make sure you're turning them back to your you know, you're not good side. Yep, I've got that right. And just make a loop like that. Just get them neatened up. Okay, then we're going to add them on. Now we have to open them up a little bit. I shouldn't have closed them all the way. Just open them wide enough to fit on your connector there. And then grab your flat nose or bent chain nose, whatever you've got. And we're just going to close that all the way over. Just doing it gently. There we go. So that's one part of our earring. We'll just make a quick ear wire, having a 20 gauge wire. What ear wire did I make on this one? That one. Okay. Flush cutting your wire. And again, as I said, I just guesstimate. Normally I'd make these two together. If they don't turn out exactly the same size, I can fix them up off camera. So about that much wire. I'll give you a rough estimate of how much that is. That's 6 centimeters, which is just over, well, 2 2/8 inches. That's probably too much, but anyway. Excuse me. Okay, I'm just going to turn a loop so it touches the wire like that. Oops, that didn't touch. So it's touching like that. Putting my pliers back in and just bending it back up like that. So it's made like an S. And I'm just going to grab my 6-step pliers. And you can use whatever size, 1, 2 or 3. I'm just going to use the big one for this one. I think that's what I used on the other one. And then just bend it back till it comes over. Take it off. Now, I would hammer this as well now to strengthen it. So you can flatten it with your metal mallet, or you can do it with your rubber mallet and make it just wire harden it, but I haven't got my mallet over here. So now I'm just shaping with a bit of a broken nail there. Goodness. Things that happen while you're wire wrapping. Okay, I'm just going to shape that and then trim it. And of course you would finish your end off here, so using an emery board or a diamond file or whatever you've got. Okay, so just make sure you finish them off properly. You don't want them sticking in people's ears or even in your own ear. Attaching that and closing that back up, making sure everything's nice and straight. Okay, and that's our earring. So you can see the difference with that against the one that's partially finished. This just gives it a whole lot more depth. Once you patina, really brings out the the detail in your wraps and in your rows. Okay, well, that's our tutorial for today. I'll just show you some other ideas here. So this is a bracelet that I did that is already patinaed. Just get that to lay nice and flat. There we go. No, we don't. There we go, there. Oh, get over. Goodness. These all do lay flat. Goodness, it's just making, as again, it's on camera. Of course, it's going to misbehave. There we go. So I've just used a African turquoise, two little 4mm with a 3mm copper bead in the middle on those ones there. But again, see how it brings up the, once it's patina, brings up the look of the rose is much better. And this is one I just did in silver. So that's not patina, this is just done in the Parawire silver. And a little pair of earrings to match that one. So just move those out of the way so you can see better. Just with the 2 drop on it. Like that. And this is a bracelet that I've just started. This one's a smaller flower, as you can see. This one's done with a 22 gauge. This is done with the 20 gauge. Just to give you an idea of the difference in the look. And then also too, I wanted to show you, I finally did it. The bracelet that I showed you probably in the last 2 tutorials, I finally patinaed it. So this is the one that I made for my grandson. So it looks a bit more manly now, I think, that it's patinaed. I'm sure he's going to love that. I do. I think it's lovely. It's got a little bit of weight to it because it's done in the 16 gauge for the chain. You can see that chain, and I'll leave a link at the end of this video for the chain and the link for the connector here as well if you haven't seen those. Okay, well, that's it, everybody. Have a lovely day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, one more thing I forgot I needed to mention to you. Almost up to 1,000 subscribers. I think I've only got 46 maybe subscribers to go, and we'll be doing a giveaway. So later this, well, now we're coming into a new week, I will post a video for what I'm going to be giving away, and then the video after that will be the giveaway. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out on the giveaway. And also to help me get to the 1,000, that'd be great. Please like and subscribe, like and share this video rather. And yeah, that's all. I think that's all I've got to tell you. So catch you guys all in the next video, and don't forget, we've got our great big giveaway coming up. So I'm excited about it, and I hope you are too. So everybody take care, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye.